What is up and welcome back, and today we're going to find out if the Beyerdynamics, the DT 770 Pro are going to be right for you for your gaming setup. Now in this case I do have the 250 ohms, but there is a version of these that's the 80 ohms, and the 80 ohms you can plug in directly to your laptop, no problem. You're not going to need anything extra to give them extra power. Now with the 250 ohms you are going to need a audio interface. This right here is the Focusrite, very popular one. This is the Scarlett 2i2, and this right here is going to give these headphones enough juice, enough power in order so you can hear everything nice and loud and clear. So you see, something like this, I am going to say I have plugged them into my laptop directly without an audio interface, and I do hear the sounds well, but every now and then when I am mixing music and the sound is somewhat low, definitely need that extra power, that extra juice. So something like this definitely helps me amplify the sound where it's nice and clear where I can hear it. So you can plug these in directly to your laptop. I do have a MacBook Pro and these work with that device, but it's all going to be case by case situation, right? Maybe with your laptop they might not be as loud if you do get the 250, so the 80 ohms is going to help you out a whole lot. But if you do like that extra power, that extra loudness, then get the 250 instead and then use an audio interface, right? So we have that all nice and clear, the difference between the 80 and the 250. Now why would you get studio headphones for gaming? These are marketed as studio headphones because a lot of people use these, and these have been around since 1985 or so. So a lot of artists have used these for mixing sounds, mixing music. That's when you do see studio, a lot of times it's referring to that. And when you see labels as gaming, it's for you hopping on and gaming on your PC, your console, right, your Xbox, PlayStation. It's going to be tailored more for that. And there is a difference because studio headphones like these, they're not going to have any EQ, no sound amplified. The bass sound is not going to be overdone at all. Even the highs or mids are going to be very balanced. Pretty much you're going to hear the sound as pure as possible. That's the whole point of getting studio mixing headphones. And why would you want that? Because when you are, for example, trying to place the sound of a guitar over the bass or a whole bunch of other sounds that you might have, you want to hear the sound as pure as possible so you can put it in the right space in the mix. Also, there's something that you want to adjust or need to adjust. You want to hear the sound as natural as possible so you can change all that. And with, for example, gaming headsets, you cannot really do that because many times they come with presets, right? They have a particular sound, so when you do adjust some of the frequency when you're trying to mix some music, it's going to adjust other sounds that you might not particularly want. So you see, that's why these are going to be fantastic, and they've been around for such a long time. That's why you see a lot of high ratings on these compared to newer models. When you are looking at a very brand new model of gaming headphones, it might not have enough reviews, and you just have to be a little bit careful because something like this, you're going to need to use the software or an audio interface, the software that comes with it, in order to adjust all the levels. And the DT 770 Pros, they can handle a lot of frequencies nice and clean, make it super crisp. Now I do want to explain, when I'm gaming with these, the sound is going to sound so in your face, especially the mids and the highs, and that's going to be very distracting. In fact, it's not enjoyable at all, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means you have to EQ them yourself, put them into that program and just adjust how you want the low ends to sound, all the rumbles, all the bass noises. And then the mids and the highs, you can just lower them or put them exactly how you want them. And after you do all that, these are going to sound fantastic. You can hear everything, and like I said, it's going to be nice and clean, super crisp, not going to bother you at all. And I've used these for a long time for mixing all sorts of music, all sorts of sounds, and they can handle everything. These right here do a fantastic job. As long as you do that EQ yourself, these are going to be great for gaming. Now you know that. And if you don't want to do all that work, something like this, these are the Razer Kraken, and these are the Astro A40s. These are great choices. I've been gaming with these for a long time, And I didn't realize that the mids and the highs were going to be more enjoyable for these Astros A40s than these regular Krakens for Razer. With the mids and the highs, it does distract me from some of the other noises, some of the rumbles, some of the footsteps. And when somebody drops a nade or bounces a nade, I can hear that super clear, super loud. But sometimes I don't want all that extra noise from the bullets. I don't need that noise or that sound to be extra loud. As long as I hear it and then it dies down, I can sort of pinpoint where it's at and not get distracted, because I do want to be able to hear the footsteps or in which direction the bullets are coming, right? And if I'm shooting somebody in front of me and the shots are so loud, I'm not going to be able to pinpoint where the other shots are coming from. If there's somebody behind me from far away, after I handle that 1v1, I want to be able to isolate that shot where it's coming from so I can take cover. So you see how having those highs, and you have somebody in front of you and you're battling, it might affect you if it bothers you. With these right here, they're not as loud. And I also like how the bass or the low end sound, they do sound very good to me. Even, for example, when a shot is fired from far away, I feel that it has enough echo where the sound stays in the air for enough time where I can kind of pinpoint the location. And this right here, it does have some of that, but it dies down a little bit faster. Now with these right here, just straight out the box directly into my gaming setup, that is non-existent. When somebody shoots, I do hear that loud blast and then it dies down kind of quick. So you see, EQ or the presets does matter. If you want to get into the game, you can just plug these in directly into your console or your PC and you're good to go. And you're going to hear a lot of noises and sounds. Maybe they don't even bother you. But if you really are trying to be like the pros, right? They have everything finely tuned so they can hear everything. So when you are watching them play and then you see they have that extra awareness, it's because they are listening to all those sounds, right? It gives them an extra information. So you see, having a very good headset finely tuned is going to be everything. So hopefully I was able to help you out with this video. These are going to be fantastic and a great pickup. They can be pricey, but as long as you know what you're doing, it's not hard. It just takes a little bit of time of you getting in game and kind of seeing what you like, adjusting those levels every little bit each time you play. These are going to be great. Very solid pickup, nice, clean, and crisp sound. And other gaming headsets are going to be just as good. We have here both these two setups, right? The Razer Kraken and then the Astro's A40s. And these are going to be gaming headsets you can use straight out the box, but you can also adjust them. Lots of times nowadays, a lot of headsets come with their own software, so you can adjust those levels as well. And they do come with their own mic, right? So you don't have to buy an external microphone. This right here does not have that. And the cord is going to be very big. Again, look at that. For these DT 770 Pros, the cord is like 12 feet, something like that. Why? Because if you are a drummer or a guitar player, you need that cord to be somewhat long sometimes. But when you are gaming, sometimes you don't need that cord to be that long because you're just in front of your laptop or your monitor, right? So you see, big differences. These have been very good to me. I've had them a very long time. You can see a little bit of cracking right here. And on this side as well, I had these for about, I don't know, I would say 17 years or so. And they're super solid. The only thing I had to swap out is this right here, the ear covers. Everything else, the cord never had any problem. Always connects very good. I pulled on this many times without wanting to by accident. And they never failed me. Very solid. Nothing falling apart from right here. These right here, haven't had them as long, and some of this padding is coming undone. Little pieces fall off sometimes. These Astros are a lot better, but you can find some very good ones from Razer as well. But if you are checking these out, you can see build quality is fantastic. They're going to last you a long time, so it is a great investment when you do pair it up with the EQ software. So that's going to be it for today. Hopefully you learned something. I'll try to make this video as informative as I could, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. and much love everyone.